Hey, Com 130, welcome to week 10. I hope you guys had a really fun time last week working on your creativity and thinking outside the box a little bit. And yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and start with a prayer and we will go from there. Our Father in heaven, we're so grateful for this beautiful day and for this opportunity we have to learn and to grow through BYU Idaho in this semester, and that we're able to apply and to learn design principles and be more creative. Father, I ask thee to bless the students and all that they are doing in their personal lives, in their personal goals, and in their families, that all is well and that things are going great for them, and that they are progressing in every measure. And Father, please help us this week as we start working on our new project, that the students may continue to remember to be creative and to turn to thee for inspiration. We're so grateful for thy love and thy guidance and all of thy wonderful blessings thou gives us. And please bless those students as our students as we start with a new program, that they may find a direction throughout their program and find what they need to, and that they may reach out for support if they need it. And we're so grateful for all of thy many blessings, and continue to guide us that we may come close to thee and thy Son. And we say these things in the name of thy Son, Jesus Christ. Amen. Okay, so this week's spiritual thought kind of goes off of being creative, kind of, since that's been our focus, our topic lately. And it is a quote by Richard G. Scott. And he says, "Being creative will help you enjoy life." He says, "It engenders a spirit of gratitude." So I really loved that quote, how being creative can help us to have a spirit of gratitude. And anyway, I just wanted to share that with you as you continue this week working on your projects for the Creative Ad projects, to continue to think outside the box. And I mean, it's such a cool blessing that he talked about how it engenders a spirit of gratitude. So, and I hope that you guys will really turn to the Lord for inspiration to be creative throughout your projects. So I say that in the name of Jesus Christ, amen. And I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and we will get started. Okay. All right, here we go. So welcome to week 10. Hope you guys had fun with your creativity assignments. And now, after we took a break for week 9, after a break of the schedule to, start thinking creatively, we are back to the old pattern that we were used to. So essentially this week you'll be working on, we're going to be starting with Photoshop, which is definitely one of my favorite programs. And I hope you guys really enjoy it. So we're going to make sure you download Photoshop. Then you're going to be working on your Photoshop worksheet. That's due Wednesday. And your creative draft is due Saturday. And then hop on over to next week, 11. You'll do the Facebook critique and the creative ad final. So you guys are doing awesome. So I just wanted to kind of give a shout out to you guys that, those who are participating in our discussions, especially last week, they had a lot of great comments. So keep it up. You guys are rocking it. All right, let's see. So also, since we're starting a new program with Photoshop, there's going to be right here this tab, and we're in week 10. So there's this tab that says Helpful Photoshop Videos. You're going to go ahead and click on that. And there's going to be a whole list of videos. There's only a few right now, and we're going to keep uploading them throughout the week. So these videos can really help you learn, you know, if you want to learn what is this little quick mask tool, you can click on that video and watch it. And these videos are really short. So just, you know, how do you select hair, find objects, all these different things that, and there'll be a lot more, like I said, and these videos will definitely help you out to kind of, you know, get your bearings around Photoshop. So tune into that. That will definitely help with your project. And then is the Photoshop worksheet. So this is going to be similar to the ones that you've experienced before with the other programs of Illustrator and InDesign. So make sure you download Photoshop ASAP if it's not downloaded already. Then you're going to download the Photoshop worksheet. Just click there, and it's going to be a zipped folder. Then you unzip it. So follow the instructions. It's going to be the same pattern like you guys are used to. And here's the walkthrough videos. It breaks it up for you so you can take it one step at a time, which is really nice. So go ahead and follow those videos, and that will help you complete your worksheet. And don't forget to save it, submit it as a PDF. Please submit it as a PDF in iLearn, okay? And then, so that's up for Wednesday. And also, one big thing is make sure that you're working on your projects and your assignments like days before they are due. That way, if you run into any problems like opening up a file, or you know, if the program's not working how you want it to, just please give yourself plenty of time, days before it's due, to start working on it. That way, you know, when Wednesday comes around, you're almost done with the worksheet instead of just starting it, just in case you run into any problems. Okay, so then you're going to do the creative add draft. And it'll kind of go through, and you'll submit it. You'll post your draft on Facebook, submit it to iLearn. Your draft report as PDF, and your design draft, your design as a PDF as well. Okay, so I'm going to jump over to the actual project, so that the creative add final, just so that you know all of the expectations and things like that. So one big thing is, here's a great example, and what you're going to do is you're going to be creating a creative ad, and you're going to save it as 2 different sizes. So that's one thing to know. So there's this size and this size. So essentially you're doing 2 different pieces with the same exact ad, and I'll kind of explain that a little bit more. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to use the generator right down here, boom, and you're going to you know, click the generator, and it's going to give you a topic to use, like a mop. Okay, so you're gonna so basically you have your product right here, and you're going to, now there is going to be some rearranging on your part. So let's say you create your magazine first, and it looks, you know, something like this, and then you notice if you come over here, and then here's a couple videos to kind of help you, you know, the document setup and resizing the project. So make sure you check out those as well. Then yes, so that'll help you to know which specifications to follow. Okay, so coming back to the minimum expectations, use the generator, and then you're going to determine a specific brand or for the chosen product. So you can create your own brand, make one up, or you can use a brand that's already existing, and then include the company logo. Make sure to check out the guidelines for that. Then you are going to blend 2 images together, okay? And here's a good source to find, you know, the media usage requirement. So let's see, where is it? Right. So if you come down here, there should be, you know, a couple of links with the public domain. If you click on one of them, it comes up with free images, and then you can use some of these free images. So that kind of helps you to know what to find the images that you would like to find. So those are some good resources. And yeah, so use those to find your images to make sure. I think these are another, is this another one? Yeah, so this is some good ways to find some images that you can legally use. So you're gonna blend two images together, and this is really, really important. This is really gonna make or break your project. Now, when you're looking for images, this would be like one of the very first things you do. You want to make sure that your images work well together. So you want to make it look realistic. So you want to find images that work well together. So like an example would be find images that have the same color tone, find images that have similar lighting and have like a, you know, the lighting of the angle of the lighting flows really well. So like for an example, with this one, you can see that this ad actually uses 4 images. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. And they all have, you know, the high contrast, the really, you know, bright and then dark. So the really high contrast aspects to it, elements to it. And you can see how the lighting is coming on this side. So this part of the light bulb is really lit up, and then it's right on this side. So the lighting is coming in. So you really want to find images that really, really work well together. And that's huge. Okay, so make sure you do that. If you have any questions about that, or you know, you can even shoot me an email and say, hey, how do these images work together? You can always do that. Okay, so that's a really big thing. I would definitely start with that. The second thing is you want to have it symbolic. You want a symbolic visual communication. Avoid literal. And what that means is, like, here's an example, is the Pinterest account. You want it to be, you want it to be creative. You had a whole week to really focus on creativity. So think about making an ad that's creative and symbolic and thinking about outside, like think outside the box approach. Like, you know, like with this one, with the ear, like she's, you know, it's like you could see this image, like it looks like you know, this mouth is whispering secrets into an ear. So it's symbolic in that way, or like, you know, this kind of reminds you of a shoe, but it's not literally a shoe. Does that make sense? So you want to avoid it being literal, and you want it to be symbolic. Yeah, so just think about it. Go ahead and look at these for inspiration. But like you know, just think about how it could be creative. Like you wouldn't see an actual swing on this tiny little plant, and you know, playing tennis on these sponges. So really think outside the box. Be really creative. And if it's too literal, you won't fail the project, but you won't get an A. So make sure that it's not literal. You want to really be creative. So spend some time meditating and journal writing and doing all those things that help you to be creative as you're starting your project, okay? Okay, the next thing is written content. So you have an original and creative headline. You want, you know, the body copy is 1 to 2 sentences, so that's your message. You want to be, you know, short and to the point with your message. Don't forget to do the call to action. This is really important. So after your viewers have seen and absorbed your ad, you want to give them a call to action, something to do with that. So a couple things to remember with designing a good ad is that you want to have a call to action, you want to have a compelling image, and you want to have a clean message. So those are some things to think about while you're developing your ad. All right, so we talked about the 2 different sizes. So you want to make sure that they're the same exact ad, like I talked about it, and you need to rearrange a little bit. And those are the minimum requirements. Now, when you come down to the design expectations, this is really important. remember the design principles that we went over, the proximity, alignment, repetition, contrast, overall flow. Those are things that you kind of learned earlier on the semester. So you're going to continue to apply those, especially in your ad. So, you know, with these images, there's really nice contrast. And, you know, with the blue matching with this blue and the white matching with the whites, like that's good repetition. Alignment, see how these lines, they're lined up great and perfect. And you see how there's a nice line right here with the words, with the lines. And same here, you can see how it's all kind of aligned. And then proximity and hierarchy. You have what's, you know, most important, nice and bold and big, and then you know, kind of get a little smaller so that it all kind of makes sense. And whatever's close together, whatever things that relate together are close together, so the proximity. And then you have a nice little contrast right here with light bulb. So just keep that in mind as you're creating your ads, is that think about proximity, alignment, repetition, contrast, overall flow. So you're still continuing to use your design principles. And feel free, if you need a little refresher, jump back into our book that we do have, the Non-Designer's Design Book. And that can also help when you're creating it. So those are some really big things to remember. And I think if there's anything else for this week, that's about it. And honestly, like if you want any help or if you have any questions, feel free to email me. If you need to visit a tutor to help you start with not InDesign, Photoshop, that can help as well. So feel free to reach out and continue to, you guys are awesome, continue to participate in the Facebook posts. And I'll create a post later this week that you can post your rough drafts in. So go ahead and stop that. Okay, so I hope you guys are having a good week so far. And like I said, let me know if you need anything. Take care.